Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Kaifar from class 33.5F102. This is my language assessment from meeting 11. Today I will explain about testing grammar and vocabulary in language assessment. Uh, Testing grammar. Why test grammar? Control of grammatical structures was seen as the very core of language ability, and it would be unthinkable not to test it. There has been a shift towards the view that since it is language skills that are usually of interest, and then it is this which should be tested directly, not the abilities that seem to underlie it. Whether or not grammar has an important place in an institution teaching, it has to be accepted that grammatical ability, or rather the lack of it, sets limits to what can be achieved in the way of skills performance. It would be very useful to have diagnostics tests of grammar which could tell us, for individual learners and groups, what gaps exist in their grammatical repertoire. It would be important for the test to be linked in some way or other to learning materials. There are reasons to believe that may be one the point of having computer-based tests of grammar that will be able to provide such information. Next is writing specifications. For achievement tests, where teaching objectives or the syllabus lists the grammatical structures to be taught, specification of content should be quite straightforward. Specifications for a placement test will normally include all of the structures identified in this way, as well as perhaps those structures of command of which is taken for granted in even the lowest classes. For proficiency and diagnostic tests, the Van Eke and Trim publications referred to in the further reading section, which are based on a national functional approach, are especially useful as are grammars like the public English usage. Sampling. This will reflect an intent to give the test content validity by selecting widely from the structure specific. It should also take account of what are regarded for one reason or another as the most important structures. It should not deliberately concentrate on the structures that happen to be the easiest to test. Gap filling. Gap filling items should have just one correct response. An item with two possible correct responses may be acceptable if the meaning is the same, whichever is used. But an item is probably rejected if the different possibilities give different meanings or involve quite different structures, one of which is the one that is supposed to be tested. Testing vocabulary. One test vocabulary. If there is a little teaching of vocabulary, it may be odd. If there is a little call for achievement test of vocabulary at the same time, it is to be hoped that vocabulary learning is taking place. Achievement tests that measure the extent of this learning and encourage it perhaps do have a part to play in institutional testing. For those who believe that systematic teaching of vocabulary is desirable, vocabulary achievement tests are appreciated for their backlash effect. The usefulness of a general diagnostic test of vocabulary is not greatly apparent. As far as placement tests are concerned, we would not normally require or expect a particular set of lexical items to be a prerequisite for a particular language class. All we would be looking for is some general indication of adequacy of the student's vocabulary. The learning of specific auxiliary items in class or rarely depend on previous knowledge of other specific items. The other is construct one's own vocabulary proficiency test. Okay, that's it from me. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.